All right, Shalom. I'd like to say all praises due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to all you brothers teaching the truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the globe. All right, this is Off,
Brother Karab.
and we're here to do the weekly address for GMS Boston. And you know, due to current news situations, with the Crimea situation and the Ukraine situation with Putin and China, they're trying to stop the expansion of NATO. Okay, and this thing is gonna ramp up, and it's going full speed ahead. It's going to turn into that third war.
Mm-hmm.
Brothers, you want to get that real quick?
I
Behold,
got
the
you.
third war come quickly,
I got you right now.
and that's what we're getting ready to see, man. Because the 6 hour meeting turned into a threat session. Either you vote against the expansion of NATO, or you know, if you don't, then we'll be at war. All the European nations will be at war with the bear,
Mm-hmm.
so to speak. And look, Putin's not playing, man.
That's right.
Okay, he's going to step on everybody's toes, and at the end of the day, it, it's going to turn around, and all battle raids are going to be pointed at Babylon the Great, because we know France is weak as a warring nation. We seen it before in was that Vietnam. Okay, Israel is weak. Okay, all these countries that Putin wants to tear apart, they're weak in some form or fashion, and they're going to be seeking help from uh, 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 Babylon the Great. And just like in a real fight, when you supposed to have your team with you and who show up, what happens when you get your ass whooped? Then you go across the way and then you slap the person that was supposed to be with you, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and that's what exactly is going to happen, man. When you look at the duration of it, what's going to happen in the future, you know?
That's right. It's all biblical prophecy. That's
Yep.
right. This is Revelations 11 and 14. It says, "The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly."
hmm And that's what you're seeing, all right? Since World War II, and these nations that was fighting over land mass, so to speak, after the war, they didn't get their just due, right? And they're still sitting unhappy about that, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And Putin, what he's doing is doing what's prophesied in Ezekiel, the 38th chapter, and he's getting right down to the heart of the matter,
Yep. Yep.
okay? And he knows that he has prophecy on his side, which is he said it himself, and we looked for the video
Yeah.
where he said he wasn't worried. And I think it was at a summit meeting or something like that. But it's so many meetings that this man gives, you know what I'm saying, and bolstering and posturing himself. It's hard to track down, but we distinctly remember him saying that I have prophecy on my side,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
And that's right, because it's written throughout the scripture that Gog and Magog was going to basically be get stronger, and then they're going to have these nations behind them because they're going to need that help. All
That's
right,
right.
which we're going to get into Ezekiel 38. All right, but let's grab this quick precept,
Con.
Proverbs 21 and 1, because Yahweh Shemel Shah is setting the stage, man. He's setting the stage where he wants this third world war to brew up. All right, because it says basically, what is it? The Joel the third chapter. That's another precept. That's another chapter we're gonna get into as well.
Getting into yep.
To the valley of Yahweh Shaphat, which is the Most High's judgment. So he's directing all these kings in their minds and these nations down into that landmass. All right, but this
Con.
is Proverbs 21 and 1. It says the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shah, as the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. All right. And once
That's right.
again, man's going is of the Lord. How can a man then understand his own way? All right. So Yahweh Shemel Shah is putting that thought in their mind to get them to make those decisions, which is going to fully fit the will of Yahweh Shemel Shah. All
Con.
right. This is why we see these things happening, and we see Russia, and you see Russia constantly in the news. Russia, yeah. It's to the point where you go on RT News. They used to have the US segment or the US section. They took that they clearly took that out, and they put Russia and Soviet Union. So that's the hot topic. You see Russia and former Soviet Union. Used to be America somewhere in the mix, but once again,
Not,
because they're a hot topic.
that's
They're the
right.
ones that we've spoken of. And once again, it's all prophecy, you know.
I got a quick precept,
Huh.
and this Habakkuk 2 and 3. Well, yeah, I read it from 1. This is
Yep.
Habakkuk
Huh.
2 and 1 that says, "I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and
Mhm,
what I shall answer when I am reproved.
mhm.
And the Lord answered me and said, Write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it." And that's what we're doing. We're doing that. We're running and foretelling it to
Yep.
the hopeful elect only. Okay, because the rest of the world, they're blinded. 2/3 of our people are blinded,
Mhm.
and then you got these heathen nations that's blinded. You know,
Right.
but the sincere brethren, the hopeful elect, Lord's will, we are those men. Yahweh Ratazat. It says, Habakkuk 2 and 3, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry." And what are we waiting for? We're waiting for these final 2 prophecies to come, the MOTB, and then lastly this third woe. Okay.
I got something real quick because you had brought out Habakkuk 2, and was it 2 and 2, where it says
Yeah.
make it plain upon table, right? And first, let me grab the pronunciation real quick.
Strong's H874. Ba'er. Ba'er.
All right, and it says to make plain, distinct. It says to make clear, to declare. Letters on the tablet, right? So I'm gonna look up this definition for distinct. All right, it says uh, distinct, recognizably different in nature from something else or similar type. It also says distinct, discrete, separate, and different. All right, let's go to declare.
Yeah.
Right? It says say something in a solemn and emphatic way, emphatic manner. All right, and once again, it says when you go to the when you go to the thesaurus and you go to the similar words, you have a word proclaim, which you have proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, as the
That's right.
scriptures, right? It says announce, make known, state, communicate, reveal. All right, and I got a quick precept to add to that because who are the ones that's going to be able to give you the understanding of these visions and these prophecies? All right,
Mhm.
Amos 3 and 7. Surely the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shah will do nothing, but he revealeth his secrets unto his servants, the prophets. All
That's
right.
right.
Prophets also being the watchmen. You know what I'm saying? So once again, we're the ones through the spirit of power Yahweh Shemel Shah, starting from our apostles and elders on down, that have the secrets, that have the mysteries. And what we're doing is we're telling our people so they can once again the hopeful elect, so they can receive it and understand what's going on. Now you have a heads up. Now you understand the will of Yahweh Shemel Shah. And when it heads in that direction, you understand that these things were spoken of aforetime. Yahweh Shah even mentioned it. You know,
That's right.
you got it up.
When you look into Matthew's the 24th chapter,
Get it.
okay,
Yep.
this is the chapter where Yahweh Shai said all these things are going to come to pass before the carpet get rolled out for me. You know what I'm saying? The salvation comes, and I take control of the earth once again. And what you're seeing with the play on Putin's behalf, okay, them orchestrating, I should say that, the prophecy, all right, and these things have to come, All right. And I got a quick precept to go along with that. That's Proverbs 1 and 6. It says to understand a proverb and the interpretations, the words of the wise and their dark sayings. So us talking about this prophecy coming to pass, which is the third world's war, because with that third world's war is a lot of things that are gonna be, wrapped up in it. And it's gonna be a dark time, man. And just like, like we want to read Joel the third chapter, it says it. And then, Joel the second chapter says it's going to be a day of darkness and gloom.
Yep.
Okay. And this is what's coming, man.
Right.
So the people that live in Babylon the Great or throughout the world, all right, your happy sunny days are over. Okay. Because the Lord is coming with the kibosh, and it's going to be a day of darkness, man. Period. Point blank.
That's right. Because remember when you read Ecclesiastes, the 12th chapter, it says what that the windows shall be darkened. So that means there's no future here. All right.
That's right.
There's no
Yep.
future in the world for a lot of these people because once again, things are starting to things are starting to happen where it's getting more drastic. It's getting worse and worse and worse. All
Yeah.
right. But for the elect of Yahweh Shemal Shah, it's an increase of hope. It's an increase of your faith because these are the things that we've been looking forward to. All right.
And
But
it's only for the hopeful elect too. Because when you read Psalm 78:2, it says, I will open my mouth in a parable, I will utter dark sayings of old. And that's the prophecies. Because
yep,
things that were written aforetime was for who? For the learning of the wise. Okay. Which are those men only. Okay.
yo, continue on to verse 4.
All right. Let me open it up. You talk about Proverbs, Psalm 78:2.
Yeah, Psalm 78:2 on down to verse 4.
Okay. And those precepts that I pulled was just like points that was sticking out in my head through the spirit power of Yahweh Shai Shai.
That's how the
And it
spirit
says
works. Read verse 2
Psalm
again.
yeah,
Verse
78:2, it says, I will open my mouth in a parable, I will utter dark sayings of old, which we have heard and known, and our fathers have told us, right? We will not hide them from their children, showing to the generations to come the praises of the Lord and his strength and his wonderful works that he hath done.
And
Okay.
this is a wonderful work that's happening.
Yeah.
The Lord said that He was going to do these things, and now we're actually seeing it being put together. So
All right.
go to Yahweh Shemel Shah. Call Allah Yahweh Shemel Shah Shema Kakadash.
Allah Yahweh Shai.
That's right. So we give Him the praises because we understand what this means for us. This means the
Yeah.
new heaven, new earth is approaching quickly. Yahweh Shah's coming back soon.
And what was the thing? He said I wrote the end from what? The beginning.
At the beginning, yep. That's right.
So this is the end of the show, so to speak. The curtain is closing. And it's all closing due to these final two prophecies hinging on it. It was a video that I seen today that the America is considering tossing the FRN and doing digital currency.
Yep.
You see, and we know when that digital currency comes into play, we know what's going to happen. You're going to have the 666.
The
Okay, the Karagma.
Revelation 30. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Karagma is going to come into play.
Yep.
All right, and yeah, these two final prophecies is the last hinges on America's door, so to speak. And once those two get knocked off, the door is wide open for those 200,000
Missiles, yeah.
missiles, man.
Yeah, it was right for the picking.
That's it.
That's right. So I want to go into this real quick before I get into the articles because I want to bring out Matthew the 24th chapter, but I want to go and read this real quick. This was what website is this? This is the HinduBusinessLine.com, right? And we were scrolling through trying to find the video, of Putin saying that prophecy is on his side, but we end up stumbling across this real quick, and this is from Mahan Murti. It says, the Putin prophecies, and this was published December 24th, 2013, right? But I want to just I'm gonna read a little bit of it, and we're gonna bring out some precepts to further prove the point. All right, and how these people are starting to analyze, understand that prophecies on the side of Putin in Russia, because
That's
once
it.
again, it's in the scriptures. All right, but it says by releasing what's the name, Kadaskovsky, whatever, however you say his name, the Russian president seems to have added another feather to his cap. It says Michael D. Nostradamus, or known simply as Nostradamus, the renowned 16th century French physician and astrologer, had predicted the possibility of a third world war. So
Mm,
yeah, this is the scriptures is written way before him. So we understand that this was all he got his information from the scriptures. You
huh.
know, if it's not per se him reading the scriptures, it links back to the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? So ultimately, it shows that the words of Yahweh Shemel Shah stand. It says in some of his poetic prophecies, he mentioned terrifying battles and events occurring in and around Europe, which now we witnessing these things happen right now. We seeing this brew up, right? It
Mm,
says yes, collective humans' free will can alter an event, change its timing, or even stop it entirely, which is a lie. But sometimes even an individual's action can impact an event, causing wide repercussions. While Nostradamus' divination does not indicate a precise timing of the war, the prophecy suggests that it will be preceded by an extraordinary worldwide increase of natural calamities,
hmm.
revolution, political disorder, terrorist attacks, and assassinations of high-profile leaders. Right. So
Mm.
all that was mentioned, that's what you get in Matthew the 24th chapter. That's
That's
what you
right.
get in Second Ezra the 15th chapter. Second Ezra
Hmm.
the 16th chapter. This is all being mentioned all in the scripture. And this is way before Nostradamus. All right. But I'll
Con.
get to that real quick. Matthew 24 and 3, and this is, as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the signs of thy coming and the end of the world?
Yeah,
Right?
so that's a natural clock. Not
Yep.
not a natural clock, but a spiritual clock.
Yep.
This is the time that Yahweh Shai left for us to be observing, like it says in Second Ezra's ninth chapter.
Yep.
You know,
Measure
uh, uh, 91. That's
Yep.
what I'm talking about. And this is the clock that's unseen to the naked eye, but spiritually you can see what's going on. Yeah, these things have been going on in the earth for years, okay, but not to the magnitude that is happening now.
Mhm.
Okay.
Verse 4 says, and Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am the anointed, and he shall deceive many. And ye
Hmm.
shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. But nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famine, and pestilences, and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. All right. So when you say natural calamities, you have tornadoes, earthquakes, tsunamis, volcano eruptions. All those
Yeah.
are natural disasters, all natural calamities that's happening in the earth right now as we speak. You know,
And another one was the largest what was it? The largest lightning strike ever to be recorded. Okay, these things are anomalies that can't be explained anymore. How you have 22, I think it was 20 tornadoes touch down all at one time
it
in the
was
Midwest.
yeah, it was like what was it? Yep, was it 30? Yep, 30 in six
30.
states. Yeah,
I
something
can't
like
remember. Yeah, but it was a large amount,
that.
you
Yep,
know.
yep. Within what 5 to 6 states. Yep.
States, yeah.
So you also have being mentioned revolutions, which you have what sedition among men,
Yeah.
uproar to the people. That's once again,
Riots.
yep, Second Ezra 15, Second Ezra the ninth chapters, political disorder.
Mhm.
What is it? Terrorist attack and assassination of high profile leaders. So these things is happening, right? It says
Yeah.
tension between countries will mount and economies will be severely affected. the tension between countries, which are the nations against nation and kingdom against kingdom.
And that's one of the horses, like we went over last week. The black horse
with the
with
plague.
the scales.
And it says economies will be severely affected going into famine and so on and so forth. And like you said, the transfer of the dollar and all these different,
Yep.
shipments coming in and stuff going out. So things is changing. It says take a look at events that caught the world, the attention of the world. It says suddenly parting just week later. So it kind of goes into a list of things Putin was doing. I don't want to
Yeah.
get too deep into it, but it goes into a list of things that Putin was doing. And I'll read one of them real quick. I know we read hold up, where's it at? Bear with me real quick. Oh, right here. So it says, I'll start right here. In late July, Putin ignored U.S. intimidation and granted asylums to the whistleblower Edward Snowden in a move that flamed up in anxiety within the Western camp. The Germans and the French were also annoyed by the American surveillance, great aspirations, and most recently, Europe has stumbled upon bitter resistance from none other than Russia, right? For the first time since the beginning of its eastern spread out. President Viktor Yanukovych, of Ukraine, has been persuaded by Putin to discard just a few days before scheduling signing an association agreement with the EU that had taken years taken years to prepare. Right, and it said last week, Putin and Yanukovych signed a brutal, contentious trade agreement, which sees Ukraine forge closer ties with Russia rather than the EU. So that goes back into
Ezekiel 38.
Yep, 38. So it goes back to Putin trying to get that old USSR. He's trying to get that pact back how it was before. All right, and you see that there's an interference in the midst of that. You see that there's something in the middle that's blocking it, and that's once again that's NATO and the EU, and also
Right.
America. And this is why you have articles like this. All right, and we're gonna play a little video. It says posted yesterday. The Russia. This is RT News, February 7th, 2022, the year of Yahweh Shemel Shah turning up, which we see the turn up is real, and it's happening. It says Russia and France could go to war. Putin warns Macron. Right. That's what would happen if Ukraine joined NATO. The Russian president has said. Russian President Vladimir Putin told reporters on Monday that Ukraine's entry into the North Atlantic Treaty Organization in a follow-up attempt to retake Crimea would potentially cause a war between Russia and France. He spoke at a press conference alongside French President Emmanuel Macron. It says Putin explains in no certain terms what Ukraine being accepted into NATO could lead to, as he responded to a question by a French journalist. I'm gonna read this quote and then I'm gonna go down, play the video. It says, "You want France to fight Russia? That's exactly what would happen if Ukraine joins NATO and tries to implement its state policies and reintegrating Crimea by force," Putin told reporters. All right. You also have another quote that you asked me if Russia wants to fight a war with NATO. Let me ask you: does NATO want to fight a war with Russia?
That's that tough man mentality, man.
Oh yeah, he's bold as hell. But yeah, this video right here, you can once again that boldness. You're gonna see him throwing out that threat. He's throwing out that y'all better act right type. You know,
his body language shows it all.
Yep.
He does what Jakes do when they ain't playing no more. He throws up them. You're gonna see. You're gonna throw up the hands. It's like, what is it? What's going to be?
Yeah. I'll play it real quick. Let me full screen it real quick.
That if Ukraine is part of NATO, and if they decide to return Crimea using military means, European countries will automatically be at war with Russia.
You hear that? I'll play it back again.
That if Ukraine is part of NATO, and if they decide to return Crimea using military means, European countries will automatically be at war with Russia.
He said automatically they're gonna be at war with Russia.
So everybody,
can get it. You know what I'm saying? Those countries, hey, anybody can get it. I don't.
Yeah.
There's nothing stopping him from fulfilling his will. And
That's
once
it.
again, that's the spirit that Yahweh Shemel Shah put upon him. All right.
The military capacities of NATO and Russia are incomparable, even though Russia is a military superpower and nuclear superpower.
So he said, even though Russia is a military superpower and a nuclear superpower.
That's because he invented all those new missiles. Okay.
Yep, and missile defense system. Yep. So he's flexing and boasting on his weaponry.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, when somebody got the biggest gun on the block, or
That's
you know what I'm saying? Like, obviously they're gonna flex and they're gonna conduct themselves in a way where it's like, you know, they don't give a fuck. They don't care who steps up to the plate. They're gonna take them out. All right. And that's exactly.
There will be no winners, and you will be drawn into this conflict. Be no military superpower and nuclear superpower. There will be no winners, and you will be drawn into this conflict against your own will. It'll happen before you can say no. And neither Mr. Macron or myself want such a development.
You see how he shifted?
That's it.
Put that out there, and it's like neither you or me want to go that route. You know what I'm saying? Because he's willing to go there. But hey, man, this is beautiful how this is playing out. This is the Lord's movie.
This is why Mr. Macron is here and is tormenting with all these questions, possible options.
Like I know I'm stopping it a lot, but look at him. Look at how this guy look.
He's shook.
Yeah, like this is live in front of everybody. You know what I'm saying? This ain't no tweet. This ain't, you know what I'm saying? This ain't no ambassador speaking for him. This is Putin saying it out of his own mouth right in front of the president of France. All right. So he has to tread lightly. He has to consider what is being thrown out on the table. And later on, I'm gonna finish up this video and I'll play go to the next.
I think this is a very noble cause, and I'm very grateful to him for making these efforts, and we'll do everything in our capacity to find mechanisms that will be acceptable. And our proposals sent to NATO and Washington do not contain a single clause that we think is unrealistic.
All right. So with that being out there, you get this article next. If you want to add something on, if you want to say something, Salaki, you got to go.
So the reason why he can posture like that, right, is Jeremiah 51. Okay.
You grab it, Jeremiah.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me see if that's the one. Nah, I'm looking for the Lord's Brigandine.
50.
I think it's 50 or 51.
Oh, this is a good one, real quick. Jeremiah 50, 51 and 11. It says, "Make right the arrow and gather the shield. The Lord have raised up the spirits of the kings of the Mede." All right, just talking about Russia, for his device against Babylon to destroy it, because it is the vengeance of the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shah, the vengeance of his temple.
Yeah,
that's showing you that it's ultimately going to lead to America being destroyed. All these things that's being set up is going to lead to Babylon being destroyed.
That's right.
Russia's going to be the main culprit. All right, you got it, Doc.
That's why you could see him stand up there with great boldness and say what he said. You know, and get everybody off killed, because when you look at it and the way that he presented it, he was like, you can't match me. You can't match my weapons, or you can't match my military might. And that scripture says it all pretty much, you know, because the Lord so set him forth to say that, you know. It says that the Lord's spirit is going to be inside those missiles too, man.
Yep.
When you look at Joe, the what is it, second chapter?
Second or third chapter.
I think it's the third.
Oh, third chapter. Yep, yep.
Yeah.
Oh, what's it at?
I always have trouble finding this scripture. Brigandine, the
I
Lord's
got you.
Brigandine.
Okay, bro.
Talaki.
It's all good. It's all good. What's it at? Jeremiah 46, is it? No,
Is it that?
it's not. It's not Jeremiah 46. What's the book of Jeremiah? 51 and 30. Is it? Let's check
And
it
read
out.
that real quick.
Jeremiah 51 in verse 30. No. No, that's not it.
I can't recall where exactly it is.
Con, it's all good.
Yeah,
We'll probably, we'll spend
it'll
probably
come back.
pop up somewhere. We'll find
Yeah,
it. But let's continue on. Well, yeah. Now we got this article. Once again, it's another one. RT News. So that meeting was yesterday on the. Well, it was
yeah,
supposed. That article
and
was
it was
supposed to be
six
yesterday.
hours long. 6 hours long.
All right, and
On
now you
top of
have
that, six.
you have this article being posted today, and look at
Mhm.
the outcome of what happened during that speech. You have Putin makes deal with Macron over Russian troop buildup. All right, you see, so something had to come out of that. Macron had to make a decision out of that to kind of like release the tension or ease up the tension between him and Putin, or between Russia and France. All right.
Prince.
And now you see it says the Russian president promised to withdraw up to 30,000 troops from Belarus after joint exercises near the Ukrainian border. Right.
Hmm.
It says Russian President Vladimir Putin had promised his French counterpart Emmanuel Macron that Moscow would withdraw its troops from Belarus at the end of its joint exercise. It says due to finish this later this month, the Financial Times has reported. Citing unnamed officials in France, the British newspaper announced that during the course of a 5-hour meeting in the Kremlin, it says on Monday, Putin told Macron that Russian soldiers currently in Belarus as part of the union's Resolve 2022 drills will not stick around after the practice is complete.
Mm.
The joint exercises due to last until February 20th also coincide with a reported buildup of Russian troops near the Ukrainian border. Moscow stands accused of placing more than 100,000 soldiers on the frontier, but some believing this is a sign of an impending military incursion. It says this claim has reportedly been denied by the Kremlin, and it says and it has also been played down by Ukrainian President Zelensky. The what is it? Belarusian Slovakia, if I butcher that, borders is less than 200 kilometers north
Like
of
Kiev.
Kiev, right?
Hmm.
So they came to some type of agreement, and once again, this is ultimately Putin boasting in his, his might. You know what I'm saying?
And
The might that
you
Yahweh had given him.
and you notice they never said if those 100,000 troops ever left the front. You know, they never said if they was gonna be still stationed there or not. They giving a roundabout estimate of what's going on, but those troops are still there, man. If not, why are we having these meetings? Why are they still, you know what I'm saying, coming to him with the problem? You know, if he moved, which he didn't, you know, now it's evidence. This is going to go on. This is what I'm trying to say. It's going to happen
That's right.
because it has to happen.
Joel 3.
Yeah.
Oh, first, you want to bring out Joel 3, or you want to get Ezekiel 38?
But yeah, let's go that route first. Let's do
All right.
Ezekiel 38 first.
This is Ezekiel 38 and 1. As you see, the title says prophecy about Gog, all right, and future invasion of Israel. So when you read down, you get into the whole context, but Gog and Magog being Russia, right? It says Ezekiel, we're only going to read to verse 7. It says Ezekiel 38 and 1. It says, the word of the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shai, came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and prophesy against him,
Mm-hmm.
and
With
say,
him.
thus saith the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal. So what I want to do real quick is I want to get into the word against. Where's that? I am against thee. All right, so it just gives the name. It doesn't specify on the word itself against, but that means to be with. You know,
Yeah.
like the Most High is basically allowing it. You know,
And that goes back to what you said. The king is in the hearts. I mean, the Most High
King's
is
heart.
in the hearts of the kings.
Yep.
You know
Yep. The
that
King's heart. The
that
hand of the
prop
Most.
that precept.
Yep.
Salaki.
Proverbs 21. Yep.
Yep.
This is verse 3 again. It says, and say, thus saith the Lord Yahweh Shema Shah, behold, I am against thee, O God, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and I will put thee back, and I will turn thee back and put hooks in thy jaws, and will bring thee forth, and all thine armies, horsemen, horses and horsemen, all them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields,
Mm-hmm.
all of them handling swords.
And we seen that with the gathering of military mights and in these countries right here on behalf of Putin. You know, he made deals with these countries to pull his military machines into him. You know,
Mhm. And when
he's setting the stage for himself. You know, where he can get help when needed when the war pops off. You know.
Uh, um, and when it says, and I will turn thee back and put hooks in thy jaws, that's talking about that old Soviet spirit, that's old Soviet mindset that they was in before. That's
Con.
what Putin's going for, man. You
Yeah.
know,
And
he
this is why he's dead set against the Ukraine joining the NATO expansion, so to speak. Because this whole thing, like you read in that previous article, he's already invested
Mhm.
inside of the Ukraine, okay, and Crimea especially. You know, I remember him saying that he wanted America to get out of Crimea because he has business there, you know, and that's his assets. Charge of it. Not no other country was going to come in and try to separate him from his business. You know.
Mhm. Yeah, right. So verse 5, and it says, Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmets. All
Hmm.
right, and you can type in the you can type in on Google, Russia's relationship with Iran, Russia's relationship with Libya, Russian relationship with Ethiopia. All right, and you're going to see things pop up. You're going to
Yeah.
see, what I'm saying, what's going on. Let's try it out for an example, right?
Yep.
Um, Russia, Ethiopia, right?
Yep.
For the news. I remember there was an article that we had stumbled across.
It was Libya. Russia
Libya.
sent boats to Libya,
Mhm.
but all these nations that were named, Putin has invested in. And when I say invested, is either arms, energy, some type of building of, something. He's already in there. He's already did a handshake with them. That's just like America with with France. You see what I'm saying? America stepped on France's toes to
Mhm.
build them submarines. Am I correct? That's what it was, right?
Yep, exactly. In Australia, yep, they were supposed to do a deal
Australia.
with Australia, France, and then America went in and cut in the midst of that
Yeah.
deal.
So since Putin's already invested in these countries that you're reading about, right? That means that he has a stronghold on them or he's with them. They have made some type of bond together,
That's right.
you know? And this is what's going to be the end of America because they once they try to cross his toes or cut off his toes, you know what I'm saying? Putin's coming at him full fledged. This is the thing with Crimea and the Ukraine. Okay, the Ukraine is at his back door. Crimea is something that he's heavily invested in because it has the natural resources that he uses, gas, oil, you know what I'm saying? And he's supplying Europe with those things. Okay,
That's right.
all the way to Britain.
So as you see, it says Ethiopia-Russia relations, right? I'm gonna just read briefly this at the top. It says Ethiopia-Russian relations. It says is the relationship between the two countries, Ethiopia and Russia. Both countries established diplomatic relations on April 21st, 1943. Russia currently has an embassy in Addis Ababa, and Ethiopia has an embassy in Moscow. The Ethiopian ambassador to Russia is also accredited to Armenia and all these different countries. All right,
Countries, yep.
you see, and that's just Ethiopia and Russia, right? So now let's go to Libya, right? Relation. And it says Libya-Russia relations. It says is a bilateral relationship between the state of Libya and the Russian Federal Federation. Russia has an embassy in Tripoli, and Libya has an embassy in Moscow. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, it's just showing you the connections of the two. All right. It says right here, diplomatic contact between Russia and Libya has generally been close and productive, seeing as both countries have had and continue to see
Valid, volatile relations.
volatile relations with the U.S. United States. All right, leader Gaddafi was a close ally of the Soviet Union, despite his country membership in the non-aligned movement. Also, Russia regarded Libya as one of the strongest allies in the Arab world. All right, after the Libyan civil war, Russia has supported stabilizing the country.
It's business.
Yeah, and since the outbreak of the new conflict, it has primarily backed uh, Tobruk based House of Representatives over UN-backed government of National Accord and various other factions. All right. So, hey, man, eh, prophecy, man, that's prophecy, and it's happening.
Yeah.
If you don't look into it, you're not gonna know these things. You know what I'm saying?
And yeah. And he's staunchly set against NATO. Okay. NATO coming and infringing on his well being,
Yep.
on what he's got going with Ezekiel 38.
Yep.
Okay.
Huh. It says Ezekiel 38:6. It says Gomer and all his bands in the house of Togarmah of the north quarter and all his bands and many people with thee. All right, and Togarmah would be Turkey.
Yeah.
Right? And if you look at the relationship between Russia and Turkey, we kind of like get that briefly. You know, try to get as much meat we can. Cause I know what was it? There was some missile defense systems that
That
Turkey.
they had sold to him.
Yep. Read a little about this. It says Russia and Turkey relations. It says it's a bilateral relationship between Russia and Turkey and their antecedent states. Relations between the two are rather cyclical.
Cynical. Yeah.
From the late 16th, it says from the late 16th century until the early 20th centuries, relationship between the Ottomans and Russian Empire were normally adverse and hostile between the two powers were engaged in a numerous Russo-Turkish war. All right, and it says let me jump down real quick. It says, however, both
Mm-hmm.
countries still stand on opposite end when it comes to foreign policy, especially in these tense issues such as these different wars. And it says the covert conflict have opposing views. Armenia genocide. It says we'll shoot down. Okay, all right. So
But those two were they were at war with each other at a time, but they reconciled their difference to to gang up on America, so to speak.
all right. So you have now. This is more. This is better and fitting for the lesson for that verse because this was posted September 21st, I believe, in 2021 or
Mm-hmm.
September 2021, which is last year. It says Turkey could buy more Russian S-400s despite U.S. warning. So it's showing you that the prophecy shows that Turkey and Russia was going to be somehow have ties together. All right.
Yeah.
At
And then
first,
you get down to verse 7. Yeah.
and it shows that even when we read in that was on Wikipedia that there was a back and forth conflict between Russia and Turkey. You know what I'm saying? Now, as you see now, there's a relationship brewing up, a relationship being built. All right, between the two. So once again, Ezekiel 38:6 it says, Gomer and all his bands in the house of Togarmah of the north quarter and all his bands and many people with thee. Be thou prepared and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy companies that are assembled unto thee, and be a guard unto them. All right.
That's right. So Russia's going to protect those smaller countries and get them to be on his side and be a stage of war for him, you know,
Yep.
which is Putin, and so he can set up his military advancements through those little countries, man, that he's staking out. You're gonna see it, man. This thing is coming to a head, and it's not something that we know what time is going to happen, but we know that it's going to come quick, like the scriptures say. You know.
This is let's we can get this probably end off on this one
Yeah.
because the setting is war. All right, everything is happening in the world in a time of war. Let's grab that quick precept real quick. Ecclesiastes third chapter.
Yep. It's time for everything.
Yep. Let's get it started at verse 1. It says, Ecclesiastes 3:1, it says, to everything there is a season, a time to every purpose under the heaven, right? Jump down to verse 8. A time to
Hmm.
love, a time to hate, a time of war,
War.
a time of peace. All right. And we're in a time of war. All right. And before peace has to be established, war has to take place. Just like when
Con.
King David reigned for 40 years, when he reigned, we was going there was war going on. But when King
That's right.
Solomon, what came out of that? What was the result of
40 years of peace
40 years of peace? All right. So we're in a time of war, and what's going to come next is the kingdom of heaven. All right.
and forever peace.
Forever. That's right. It's going to be the last time war is going to be brewed up, and anything like this is happening on this scale.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let's get back to Joel 3:9.
Yep.
It says, "Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles," which is also being to declare, right? To speak out,
Hmm.
to reveal. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war and wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. All right. And that's what, once
Okay.
again, we're to those nations as well. Now the weak is saying I'm strong. Why? Because you have a country such as Russia with a leader that's so headstrong about his military might and him wanting to go fulfilling the will of the Lord. All right. Guess what? The other nations that's been getting their ass kicked by America and NATO and the EU. Guess what? They're now going to be like, you know what? Let's do business with Russia. Let's get some of those missiles. And guess what? Now I'm gonna step up to the plate. Like
Mm-hmm.
Iran is a prime example. It said if it was years back, they wouldn't have stepped to America, but now they have that boldness to them as well. All
And
right.
it's like Putin's playing, Michael Corleone in The Godfather. He's given offers that they can't refuse, so to
Yep.
speak. That's what he
Right.
did to Macron in that little meeting right there,
Mm-hmm.
and he threatened the rest of the EU nations too,
Yeah.
all at the same time. Said if anybody want to approve of this, he said, then all y'all gonna be at war with me. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
And you notice in the meeting, he made sure to say a nuclear power structure,
That's right.
a nuclear superpower. You know.
And he has given warnings about that millions of times. He said, without nuclear proliferation, he was saying that we're heading down a path that neither country wants to see, but all countries are prepared for it.
Mm-hmm.
So that means that we're going to be slinging missiles back and forth. If that's
Yeah.
what y'all want to do, we can do that.
Yeah.
But if y'all want to put them away, we can put them away. But we know, pursuant to the movies, the Planet of the Apes, I think it was like the second one, I believe, when they had the nuclear missiles and they was worshiping the nuclear missiles. Those missiles are not going into no goddamn museum, man.
Yeah.
All of those missiles are going to be fired off, man. That stuff is not going to be a relic like a tank or something like that where you're going to see, pursuant to the scriptures, we're going to destroy all that stuff, or that it's going to be used for the means of destruction. That's what's going to happen.
Right. Joel 3:10. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathens, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Let the
Mm-hmm.
heathens be wakened and come up to the valley of Yahweh Shaphat. Once again, the Most High judgment, Yahweh's judgment. For there will I sit to judge all the heathens round about. Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get you down, for the press is full. The fat overflow. Their wickedness is great.
That's right.
Multitudes in the valley of decision. For that day of the Lord Yahweh Shemashah is near in the valley of decision, and that's will also be known as, it's written in our Revelation, is the Armageddon, the mountain
That's
of
right.
truth. You know, that's that assembly that's going to be taking place. All these armies coming together in that great war about to happen, man. And like you said about the missiles being shot off, I got something as well to back you up. Everything's going to be used. All right. This is Isaiah 9:5. It says, for every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garment rolled in blood. But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire.
Yeah, talking about this third world war.
Mhm.
Okay. So this time is ramping up, and it's beautiful how the Lord's orchestrating it. Right, He got it playing in the background where it should be in the foreground, Salaki, right, and the rest of this bullshit should be in the background, such as what, and these red flags that they be doing. Those are the secondary things, but they put them in the forefront so you can't see the things brewing like this,
Mhm.
or the currency situation, or the economic situation, or just things that's blatantly wicked. Whatever happened to the pedo what you call trial that was happening? What happened to that?
Mhm.
You see, they want you lost in the sauce, so to speak. They don't bring things that need to be put to the forefront, up in the front, but they do red herring tactics. They burn down the building. Somebody gets shot, school shooting, something like that. They use that shit to foreshadow or shadow ban, what's
It's necessary.
significant, what's
Yeah.
supposed to be happening, what's
Yeah.
turning the world into the kingdom of heaven. They don't want that to be seen. But that's why the Lord have us out here, how Ratazat to watch off that tower, man. You know,
Getting it off on here just because you said that. Just because you said that, I got something for you.
Bunch of goddamn demons in the world, man.
Yeah. Isaiah 62:6, it says, I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace day nor night. Ye that make mention of the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shah, keep not silence, and give him no rest till he establish and till he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth. So
That's
once
right.
again, even making mention of the Lord Yahweh Shema Shah is also making mention of his judgment. All right, like once again, his will. All right, all these things that's going to ultimately lead to, like you have mentioned, the ushering of the kingdom of heaven. But even before then, Yahweh Shah's return.
That's
All right,
right.
these are all things we gotta keep going. We gotta keep pushing this vibration. We gotta keep declaring the truth and pushing it out there, because once again, this is how the elect is going to get sealed. All right, and
Con.
that's an important factor to this truth. That's important to Yahweh Shema Shah. He said, "Feed my sheep, feed my flock." And that's what we're here to do. All right. And once again, in a world full of lies, like that saying goes, telling the truth is a revolutionary act. So they're
That's
gonna
it.
try their best to muzzle us. They're gonna try their best to clip us and get our videos down and do whatever they may even persecute and kill the prophets. But once again, the scripture says, speaking of that, I got another precept.
Yeah, I was about to say, get it. I know where you're going to. Yeah, touch the hair. Touch the hair on the prophet's head, or touch that the
I can
apple of
grab
the
that as
Lord's
well.
eye.
I can get that
Yeah,
as well.
yeah.
I got you as well. I got you on that one as well. Just bear with me real quick. Not found. Block it. Because they can even try to, they can do any and everything. They can try to do whatever. But guess what? Second Timothy 2:9, right? It says, uh, wherein I suffer trouble as an evildoer, even unto
Mm,
bond, but the word of Yahweh Shem Shah is not bound. So you can
that's right.
grab us, throw us in chains, and throw us in prison. You can try to take our lives. They're gonna make us look, they're gonna call us all manners of type of evil and wicked names and whatever it is that they may be. But guess what? You can't stop the truth. What's
Yeah,
that?
the spirit of prophecy is out here. It's
You got
out of
that?
the bag. It's growing free.
Yo, what's that song? Say you can't stop the rain.
That's it. You can't stop the rain. You
But that's
know it.
what the oh man, Isaiah 55.
Yep.
Isaiah 55. Even that
And
song
this
is
this 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 is his problem. This is why he tearing himself in anger, because he said I'm silencing them, by taking down the pages, and they
Mhm.
can't be seen anymore. But how does this keep on getting through? If they're not saying it, then somebody on TikTok is saying it. If they're not saying it on TikTok, God, it's on Facebook. If they're
Yep.
not saying it on Facebook, I hear it in phone conversations. What the hell is going on? Yeah,
Yeah,
it's over.
driving
It's
them crazy.
over.
That's right. That's you remember that quote from that song. It said, "You can't stop the rain." This is Isaiah
Yeah,
55:10. It says, "For as the rain cometh down and the snow from heaven, and return not thither, but watereth the earth and make it bring forth buds and forth in bud, that it may give seed to the sower and bread to the eater.
that's right.
So shall my word be that go forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the things whereto I sent it."
That's right. So every drop that comes out, because the word is water. Like like he's saying, is water, but it's gonna give some type of growth, man. And with that growth is the truth, man.
Mhm.
And people are gonna start waking up to it more and more, and it's gonna be more prophets or more Israelites that wake up to it than the wicked. The wicked is going to be in their lot. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna pass away with this world.
Mhm.
But those men that are spiritually in tune or spiritually inept, they're gonna survive. Yahweh Ratazat through the coming fires and tribulations, man. It's going, this thing is speeding out of control. This is a snowball that can't be controlled by Esau Edom. No matter how much he wants to control it, it's not going to be controlled.
That's right. I got the precept that you was mentioning.
Yeah,
I believe this is the one, but this is Revelations 11:3. It says, "And I will give power unto my two witnesses, northern and southern kingdom, right? And
That's
they
right.
shall
Yep.
prophesy 1,203 score days, clothed in sackcloth. These are the two olive trees and the two candlesticks standing before the Most High of the earth, the power of the earth. And if
That's
any
right.
man will hurt them, fire proceeded out of their mouth and devoured their enemy. And if any man will hurt them, he must in this manner be killed.
That's right. Because he said that he's going to make his ministers what? A flame of fire.
Yep.
You know. So when we speak in this hot fire, like Dylon said, when we spit in this hot fire, which is the truth, it's scorching him, man. It's burning his head and everything. You don't know it's making him hot, man. He's like Esau. He's done,
He's
man.
done
He's
for, yeah.
done.
That's
Like
right.
Job says, going to make him tear himself in anger.
Yep. Wow. I got another
So
one.
go
Verse
ahead.
6, it says, These have power to shut heaven, that it rain not in the days or of their prophecy, and have powers over the waters to turn them into blood and smite the earth with all plagues as often as they will. And when you mention about the words being fire, and it says that it rained not in the days of their prophecy, so you can't stop it. Once again, it's like in California you see the wildfires to the point
Yes,
where it just spreads. That's what this
that's
word
it.
is, man. You can't stop it. You can't do nothing against it. You know what I'm saying? Also going into spiritual powers as well. But you can't,
That's right.
you can't, and having this truth and speaking the words of Yahweh Shemel Shah is spiritual powers. It's a form of spiritual powers. You
Done.
know, that's exactly what it is. So hey man, this it show you how heavy the truth is and how heavy Yahweh Shemel Shah is, man. The spiritual
Yeah,
truth is great, man.
because Esau's world it was heaven, but now it's turning into hell.
Yeah.
It's turning
Heavy,
into
heavy.
hell in front of him.
Yep.
And it's getting very, very hot and heavy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, in his kingdom, he don't know what to do, man. So get prepared for bug outs. Get prepared for all type of madness, man. They already losing it, man. They ain't got no grip no more.
Just let go,
Yeah,
dog.
man.
Just let go,
That's
dog.
it, man.
You ain't got no
That's
grip.
it.
Let go.
Yeah, he can't do nothing. He's losing footholds.
Yeah, that's why they're
We
gonna try to.
breaking down the strongholds. And it's evident. The time is over. You know what I'm saying? We just waiting on the final go ahead. Waiting on the final green light from the powers on high, man. And those powers on high, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man. And that's how it's going to go down. That's how it's going to end.
I got you. One more, and that's it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
This is Job 14:5. It says, "Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass."
That's right. Done. You just stepped on your last step that leads up, and now your steps are straightened. You can't go any further. You like at a plateau,
Yep.
so to speak. You're not going any higher. You're not going off into the heavens to go look for no other galaxy to go live in. The Jacob got a hold of your ankle, my man. It's over. It's done. Okay. The prophecy it stops here. Okay, with you having the fatness of the earth. You didn't ruin the goddamn earth. Why the hell would you want to possess it? Just like in that cartoon, we all seen the cartoon with the East Edomite going throughout the whole globe, dancing
Yep.
on seal skulls and
The
taking
food and stuff.
yeah, like fucking weirdo shit. And then he's a king of a trash heap. And then the most high angels have to come down and squash him and turn him into a doormat.
Yep.
You know?
That's
So
right.
yeah, man, this the end of your kingdom, and we happy to see it.
Blessed to
All
see
right.
the downfall of his enemy.
That's it. So, with that, we want to say all praises due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash, and double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. Okay. We want to say Abba Babal,
Abba Babal,
Kwam Yasharala, and
Yasharala,
Shalom.
Shalom.